I have written an introduction here, and so that you don't have to listen to me read it all, would you begin with the first paragraph and we'll just read them that way?
Writing Spiritual Memoirs by Nan Phifer. Okay. Memoirs focus on the hours and minutes most keen in our lives, the times when we are fully alive, when experiences penetrate to the quick. In these moments we define ourselves. The ways we respond reveal our souls. At such times, times of joy or crisis or profound contentment, our individuality emerges distinctly, and at these times we may have a sense of context beyond ourselves.
Writing is a way to enter the recesses of your soul, first by writing about the experiences, people, and places most important in your life. After you've drafted accounts, then you may wish to examine them for spiritual aspects, such as compassion, transformation, uncanny knowing, grace, and times when you were imbued with strength or integrated into a spiritual dimension greater than yourself. You may find that your writing already implicitly reveals such dimensions, or you may decide to add reflections.
You made that paragraph sound like a poem.
He did. What a voice, too. Yeah.
My brother's a Shakespearean actor. He has the
I think
voice.
they got the wrong one.
Yeah. Okay, memoirs don't focus on where you were born, what schools you attended, or where you've lived. Other documents do that. Rather, you'll write about your inner life, the heart of your being, your essence. Eventually, after you've collected a series of writings, you'll organize them, possibly chronologically, possibly some other way.
Now I get this paragraph.
Oh, I should have said possibly chronologically. Possibly some
I
other
would
way.
have shared it with you if I would have known.
Well, you know, most people just assume that in writing their memoirs they would start with birth and tell where, and they plod along. It's tedious, and it's tedious to read. So instead of doing that, I take people right into those most significant experiences. We write those. And then, when there's a collection of chapters, short and long, we can spread them out on a table like this, or the dining room table at home, or kitchen counter, and shuffle chapters around. Sometimes there's a theme, so it would be interwoven. Sometimes we decide chronological progression is the best way. And if so, it's easy to write narrative to link the different chapters, because that's just great narrative. The heart of the matter is written. So the transitions are a snap. Today I'll guide you in creating a personal table of contents, suggest a writing process for you to follow, offer questions you may use to reflect on your quick rough drafts, and you will write the initial paragraph of your memoirs. I'm going to lead you to many events in your life. Simply name something in your heart that will be a reminder to you that you can go back to. I'm going to ask you many questions. They won't all fit your life. There will be so many. Don't worry about it. If it doesn't fit, just let it pass over. And if it suggests something I don't ask, put that down. I'm going to say first, write the name of someone who loved you when you were a child. And it can be more than one. If appropriate, name someone you wished had loved you. Who helped you as you were growing up? Whom did you fear? Who helped you to feel safe or comfortable? Whom did you hate? Childhood hatred can be fierce. any age, who filled you with energy? At any age, which people caused problems for you? Name a place where a dramatic event occurred. Where were you harmed or wounded physically? At any age. Where were you wounded emotionally? Where did you experience recovery? When have you known reconciliation? When or where have you felt accepted? Name times when you have experienced joy. Quickly list some of your successes. Quickly list some of your failures. Name causes that you've believed in and worked for or supported. Identify times when you joined with someone. It might be marriage, birth, adoption, a partnership. Any kind of joining. And then times when you separated. Perhaps a death, a geographical move, divorce, any sort of rupture. List times when you prayed intensely.
Any other substitutes for pray?
Yes, there is no way you can do this wrong. Whatever comes to mind is
Wish,
right.
hope.
Yes.
My heart.
And you know, this is just an initial list because as you start writing, these memories will bring up others. And so this will double, triple. What you have now is the first draft of your table of contents. Put a double circle around a subject you could write about today. It should be just whatever you feel, whatever is pulsating with light, saying, write me today. Has everybody found a subject? Turn to a partner. In only 2 minutes, tell your partner what you're thinking of writing about and then reciprocate by listening for 2 minutes.
Go.
Yes, I think it's about the writing. I thought 4 or 5 years ago, I had done some details, and it brought a lot of shots to my heart. The Eiffel Tower, and it was
Yeah,
a,
he used to say things like, the first 30 years is the roughest.
it was one of those experiences.
On page 3, you find a writing process that I have found to work very well. Where are we on that list of steps?
We just finished 2.
We just finished 2. You gathered ideas. You've told a friend or writing partner what you're considering writing, and the purpose in that was to find your opening and the words you'll use. So now you'll be able to begin writing a rough draft and without pause, because you know how to go straight into it. So no one will have to sit and gaze at a blank page. Ellen, would you read the directions for how to write this rough draft?
Number 3. Scrawl a quick rough draft, skipping lines so that you'll have room to revise. Putting fluency first, ignore spelling and punctuation. You'll proofread for mechanics later. Number pages, dare to ramble. How long do we have?
Only 5 minutes. Simply,
Number the pages.
if we were really...
One.
Start.
So start. let's begin with you. You read the first tip for listening, and then we'll just come on along this.
Suspend judgment of the writer's actions and opinions. Assume that we have all behaved as best we could in the past, and that were we to relive our lives, we would do some things differently. Our role is not to evaluate the actions or feelings of the writer.
Listen to learn. People from backgrounds different from our own and people who lead lifestyles we have not experienced may broaden our understanding and deepen our wisdom.
Guard the confidentiality of the reader. As readers, we need freedom to explore all thoughts and possibilities in an honest and searching way. You will inhibit your fellow writers if you talk with other people about the readings you hear.
And then there are two ways I want you to respond. We'll not do literary critiquing. That would be inappropriate with a rough draft of such a personal nature.
Okay, begin by commending anything you like about the content or rendering of the writing. Point out any aspects you admire.
We all need that. Even the professional writers need that reassurance. Something positive said. And we learn from our strengths. Would you read the second one too?
Ask a question. Writers frequently assume they've explained things they've left out. Your question will help the writer perceive any ways the writing is incomplete or unclear.
Unless the writer asks for further suggestions, you've said enough. However, if the writer does ask a specific question, try to answer it. So, who's brave enough to read your draft to us first? Sometimes when there's something difficult to write, I suggest you write it slant, to use Emily Dickinson's term. You can change the external features. You can change the gender, the place, the age. You can write it in third person.
That's an excellent idea, to change it from...
Change your hair color.
Change it from
Change everything, then it's no longer a memoir.
a memoir to a second-person story, and it gives you the abstraction. It gives you the...
It gives you control over it. It's like being a sculptor. You're taking this painful raw material from outside yourself, and you're shaping it.
I'll bet that would be a big help, learning to enable someone to write some of those dark things that they're having trouble even thinking very much.
Tell now what you're...
I was just saying that my husband, he's a Unitarian minister, but for years he worked as a hospice chaplain and, helping people make the transition, and he helped them to rewrite their narratives. And mostly they're death narratives. Mm-hmm. They're stories about death. He helped them because he said the problem was people had narratives that were just a real problem when they were on their deathbed. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he helped to fictionalize or to rewrite the death narrative.
Yeah. This has been perfect because we were just the right size. We had such a good group.
Oh.
The comments, the perception.
Your gentleness, your softness, your soft-spokenness is very evocative.
Yeah.
Makes people lean into you.
Yeah.
Are you a therapist, psychologist? Do you have any background in that
No,
sort of thing?
I really don't. I found that I don't seem to have to have the answers. I just can let people bring forth their own answers or whatever
That is good life.
whatever is discovered.